Welcome back, guys. So this is the last video that we're going to do on this Sepia Bride mess that's been going on. So final video, I'm going to go through as many videos as I can that I see on her page that she's put on TikTok. This has been, a great learning lesson for a lot of people out there, and for, clients, photographers alike. Everyone can learn something from this. So I think it's a really good thing that we've actually addressed. But I'm kind of tired of talking about it. It's pretty much the same thing. I keep saying the same thing over and over, and I realized that after the last video, so I really wanted to just kind of nip this one in the bud, put it to bed, and that's what we're going to do today. So subscribe if you aren't already, and we'll continue with this. It's going to be kind of a long one, so make sure you have something to drink, sit down, something to eat, a little snack. We'll finish this up, and hopefully have a little bit of fun, and maybe learn a little bit more as we kind of go through this Sepia Bride saga. But this is, like I said, the final one, so let's get on our way. So, as you can already see right there, don't pick a photographer that wasn't your editing style. That's what somebody said, so explain this. I can already tell you from the first photo that she posted that this one's flashed. Still in the same editing style as was before, with the photographer style. It still has that golden look to it, but it is artificial light, so it's going to look different than natural light. But let's go ahead and get this playing. So yeah, flash, flash, flash. Black and white, black and white. So obviously the black and white ones are going to look different than the other ones. Yeah, so I really guess that she's trying to push the fact that you don't get to do it again. You don't, so that's kind of why you make the decisions that you need to make and make sure that they're the best decision for you and your wedding day. So maybe do a little bit more research.
And so I was sharing my story more in the reason of being able to share exactly what happened to me and to really be careful on the editing styles that photographers these days have. Everyone has an individualized editing style. However, when I booked my personal photographer, she only sent me one gallery of wedding images, and I was so excited to just book someone that I just...
See, now I can agree with that. Definitely look into the photographer that you actually want and make sure their style really vibes with you. Not the fact that they're editing on one photo looks really good. Now, she's saying she didn't send her any galleries, and I think that might be a little bit of BS, because regardless if you don't see any galleries from the photographer, which it's good practice for the photographers out there to send full galleries so a client can see them and make sure there are no hiccups like this in the future. However, that being said, you're going to see multiple pages, hopefully, on a photographer's website. If they don't have a website, then they're probably not a professional photographer. I mean, come at me if you want to. Website's a website, though. I mean, I'm not saying you have to pay for it. You can go Pixie or whatever, for free, but you need some presence outside of social media. That being said, go to social media. Check out their Instagram. Go to Facebook if you're still on Facebook. Check that out. Or on TikTok here and look and see what their photos look like. Because that's going to give you a good idea on what their style is over the board, across everything. It's going to show you how they shoot, how they edit.
Did it like that so fast. She also expressed that we would be going off my Pinterest board, and all of her Instagram images were more like beach photos and engagement photos. Nothing really had too much of wedding photos on it. And so that was really my mistake, because I didn't look at that closer. But she didn't ruin my wedding, okay? There's half the pictures I love, half the pictures I do not like, and that I feel are ruined. There's no single solo shot of, so many different things. And, the day was overcast, but then there were sunny moments too, and the ocean was blue, and we got married in a beautiful island. And I feel like all of the tones didn't really capture that. And to close this off, I didn't just...
We're going to play a little science game real quick. So for people who don't know, so non-photographers out there, if the sky is overcast, and this is only if you're getting married next to a body of water or you're photographing near water or whatever the case may be. If the sky is overcast and it's gray, or whatever the cloud coverage looks like that day, total coverage, the sky gets its color from the ocean. That's why it's blue. So if in return there is no bounce back of light from blue off the ocean, then it's going to bounce back what color that the sky and the ocean are, which is gray. For example, just to kind of clear it up, when you pour a glass of water, what color is it? The answer is no color. It's clear. It is what it looks clear. So what they're seeing is no refractive light, no blue or anything like that from the sky or anything like that. So it's gray. That's what color it should be scientifically.
Randomly come on here and share this story. This happened 7 months ago, and I tried to speak to her on the phone. I cried to her. My husband cried to her on my behalf as well. You know, we were really upset, and the way that she handled it back to us was really upsetting as well. Obviously, people don't get everything they wish for and everything they hope for, and that's what I walked away from. I walked away saying, you know what, I'm done with the situation. But recently, someone asked me about wedding photographers and if I had any tips or anything like this. So I want to share my story in hopes that I could maybe help someone, you know, in so many different ways, in ways of choosing your photographer. And I would highly recommend doing something that is timeless and just classic and has true colors and just plain aesthetic. And another thing is that typically you do not get raw photos and you do not get the ability to basically change anything for that matter. But we do have amazing photos. I have some of them here. These are from the welcome dinner, that welcome party that we had. They are framed in my bedroom, and I love those. And there's a lot of other ones that I love. I do not believe that all my photos are bad. I think she took the moments beautifully. I think she captured moments, stunning moments. It's the post-production that I wasn't happy with. Do you know what I mean? There are so many gorgeous photos. It's just the coloring and the editing on it that just washed everything out in a sense. And that is what I was unhappy with. So that's my story, and that's that. So I'm closing off this chapter of my life, and I just wanted to put that out there, especially because she threatened to sue me for slander. And when I thought about it, I was like, you're allowed to give a review. You're allowed to share your truths. You're allowed to share your experience. And there's no one that could stop you from doing that.
So what she was saying at that last video was she's not going to make any more videos, which we know that's not to be true because we're going to watch some more videos. So that leads me to believe that she's probably getting paid for these videos, which is why she's continuing to say it. Also, at the end of the video, she was saying that she's allowed to speak her truth and write a review. Of course, yes, write a review, share your opinion, let people know if you're unhappy, let people know also if you are happy. That would be cool. But also, yeah, speak your truth. Let people know how things were. But what she is doing is not necessarily speaking her truth. Hers is going above and beyond. Because making 20 videos, that's not 20 different reviews. Could you imagine going on Google and writing 20 negative reviews for somebody? No, that's not what this is. You know, she's going and like she said, this is slander because she is continuously putting out videos and speaking bad about this photographer. Although I'll give it to her, she hasn't said anything about the photographer's name or anything yet, but this is the internet, so it doesn't take long for people to actually get out there and find out who it is. But yeah, that being said, we're going to continue up here.
If you're looking for a wedding photographer, I'd highly recommend looking through my last couple of videos and reading the comments to see what the photographer's responses are, because that's a big tell on whether they're going to go out of their way to make the client happy. Because from what I'm seeing right now, a lot of the photographers are like, it's my art, fuck the bride. So if you're a bride and you're getting married,
think that she's actually like anybody that actually said that?
I highly recommend doing your research.
I didn't read the comments, but like verbatim, I doubt any real photographer is going to say that. And yeah, go the extra mile for your clients. Sure, I mean I do that all the time. I love my clients, love working with my couples, but I've never had one like this. So yeah, I think everything looks good. I don't know, but you know, it's style.
Raw photos. It seems to be a little bit of a hot topic. And this might be for photographers, so chime in. So everyone is saying RAWs are art, and they usually charge $100 to $200 per photo for RAWs, and that $4,000 for RAWs isn't that expensive.
Nope.
A lot of people are also saying since it's their art, they can't give off unedited pictures because then it ruins their credibility. But what if your client is telling you that she would sign an NDA that none of those photos of the RAWs or the unedited ones or any edits that she makes would make it on social media or published anywhere, and that she was only printing it in a photo album or for pictures for her family, hang in the house, whatever. And she was willing, again, to sign an NDA to protect that photographer. What would your answer be? What would your opinion be? Would you give out the RAWs in that case just to be like, you know what, I want to make the bride happy? Or are you still sticking to, no, I want to be paid for this, and I don't care if my photographer ends up being bashed through the internet? Because it's come to my understanding that the reason why photographers charge so much for the RAWs is because of their credibility and the ability that they lose copyrights, which means that they can't sell the photo, they can't do anything with the photo at all. Like, they lose full rights to the photos. But if your client was willing to sign an NDA that would protect you, you could still publish all of your edited photos and they could still have photos hanging in their house and printed in an album for only their eyes, not for the world's eyes. I feel like that can change or bend a little bit of the rule. But maybe I'm wrong, but that would be my opinion if I was personally a photographer. Again, chime in.
Okay, so NDAs, it's a good question. I mean, she brought up a good question. So, yeah, I provide the option to buy an NDA. It's usually around $5,000 for the NDA. Not because I'm looking to sell these photos. I mean, I'm not gonna be. If someone was to come to me, she was my client. No one's gonna buy photos of her. I mean, and if she thinks that, I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna go on that, but if someone was looking for, um, an NDA, yeah, okay, NDA, I'd consider handing over the roles at that point because I can't share them. She can't share them either. An NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, would be from both parties that you would not be able to post anything on the internet. I mean, these are just for physical copies. I mean, that would be it. So yeah, give them the raws, and if she ever posted, so that would nip this whole thing in the bud, right? She would never be able to share any of this, regardless of what it's positive, negative, reviews, anything. It does not matter. She would not be able to share any of this stuff at all. The NDA would protect both sides from doing that. So sure, I mean, if it came down to the NDA, like an NDA, I mean, I would still edit them. I'd still edit and deliver my edit. I wouldn't just send her the raws because I feel like that's part of the job as the photographer is to kind of edit in their style and deliver what they promise to deliver. But as far as delivering the raws, sure I'd give it to her. Give her the raws. Let her figure it out. If she signed an NDA, but it has to be signed on both sides, and that NDA is if it's contractually correct, then yeah, she would be in some serious trouble for sharing anything in any way on any platform ever, in perpetuity, like forever.
I ended up hiring the wrong photographer for my wedding, and I want to bring any future bride that's getting married in the next year or two, in the next couple of months, whatever it may be, take a look at my last couple of videos where I show the mistakes that I've made in hiring the photographer that I did. I didn't end up getting the visuals that I expected. I got them for some moments, not for the others. But really the reason why I want to share this with other brides is because have a full interview with your wedding photographer before. Make sure you both align on so many different things. Things that I would ask now that I've gone through this is consultation. How do all your edits look in overcast lighting? How do all of your edits look in harsh sunlight? How do your edits look in,
it's funny at this point that she's finally starting to realize,
I don't know. Ask them about any type of weather situation, what they would look like. What they would look like in sunset, what they would look like in sunrise, what they would look like in the dark. Just ask, go through
and learn
all
about
their
it
galleries
before you hire
and ask
somebody.
those specific questions.
Now, most photographers are going to give you, or you can find checklists
don't
everywhere on the
believe
internet
everything
to
that you
ask
see
the
on
exact same
Instagram.
questions.
Their Instagram is a curated version of what they think is the best photo. Because I could promise you some of the photos that I hate, that fall within the editing style, I highly doubt, my opinion, that she would ever post that on her page. So look through galleries, look through multiple galleries, and make sure that you like exactly what that photographer is going to have. You can also watch in my last couple of videos, a lot of the photographers have chimed in on there. Some are so nice and would bend over backwards, let's say you just didn't like their edits. Obviously the goal is to hire a photographer that has the exact same edits that is your vision, okay? In my situation, I was expecting part of her vision, right? I say part now because now I realize it's only half of the work that she does, but I was expecting another side of her style, and I received some of that style and then some not of that style. So what I'm trying to say,
that part makes no sense. How did she receive half of some of her style and half not? That doesn't make any sense what she said there.
What I'm trying to say is when you're looking through all the comments, some photographers would say, in my comments that I've received, are saying they would do anything to make their bride happy. They would maybe charge a re-editing fee, would work with the bride on it, so on and so forth. Some others are like,
did that, right?
No, you get what you're paid for. This is the style. You knew what you signed up for. So just keep an eye out on the photographers, especially the ones in the comments that are just really plain rude. And make sure that you're picking a photographer that you connect with, that seems like they will do whatever they seem like they could do whatever they can to make the bride happy at the end of the day. And I think that is the biggest lesson I could teach anyone. And I repeat, do not go solely off their Instagram photos. Their Instagram photos are a curated version. Do not do that. And one more thing, sorry. Hire someone that you've done a photo shoot with before your wedding day. So important. So important. I didn't do that until the day before my wedding. Huge mistake. And do it before you sign your contract. I'm not sure if I said that, but do that before you sign your contract. Do a test shoot. And read the contract seriously. Make sure you're protected too.
Okay, I feel like, most of the time that's what happens. We have contracts to protect both us and the bride and groom. That's how mine are set up. I can't speak for this photographer, so I didn't see the contract. I think it's funny that she's really stressing to look at their Instagram to make sure that they're not a curated version of what they're actually showing. If that is a curated version of what they're showing on their Instagram, which it probably is. I mean, that's what mine is. Everyone's just they're going to put their best foot forward. What do you think these videos are? Are they a curated version of what this bride is saying? I mean, it sounds like that's probably what it is. It's curated for all the negativity, just to bring the negative to this photographer and to bash the wedding industry, which is probably why she's getting so much hate from other photographers. I mean, that's their career, their profession, their passion, and she's crapping all over it because she's saying she would do it different if she was a photographer. Yeah, I would be upset too. I mean, I am a photographer. I'm a little upset about it. I'm trying to be non-biased, but this I wouldn't be happy about it. But I haven't commented on any of her stuff, so I never go that far. I don't get in those comments.
I thought you should know. Because you thought I should know? Because I wanted you to know?
You can't redo your wedding.
I thought you should know.
Why you look in the first place? I'm true to color. I wouldn't say true to tone. I guess
I actually don't think I'll ever be done talking about this. Ever.
Thank you. You're getting a lot of views.
Thank you. Great photographer. Editing seems, in my opinion, for legal reasons, is lazy. And you want to come on my page? You want to come on my page, tell me, oh, how many videos are you making about this or this or that? This is my page. If I want to record 20,000 videos about it, I can. You can choose to follow me. You can choose to not follow me. The people that are even commenting, oh, you posting 5 videos, you're not even following me. So stop commenting my videos. Scroll next. I don't need you here. But this girl, hey, love you.
I think that, I wouldn't say she's lazy. I don't know why she's saying she's lazy.
Let's go through some wedding photos that I like and some that I don't like that are wrong with them. I love this portrait of me. The green isn't too brown or anything. It's still greening. There's a bush over there. That's brown, but that was brown in real life. So we went to this specific area to do our main bridal and groom portraits, So these were where majority of our portraits were taken. And especially it was so hot in Anguilla that my hair was obviously falling and, I was sweating. We were uncomfortable. That was totally the case in the position in the time of day. But I think that ultimately we did choose this spot all together. So I just want to clarify, we all agreed on this spot the day before the wedding or 2 days before the wedding. I think it was sunny at that point. But I think that, it was probably the wrong choice of taking a photo in just because of how the overcast was, there's so much greenery, so on and so forth.
I mean, where would she have taken her as far as anywhere else? Changing things that quickly on a wedding day is not the best thing to do, especially if you're not familiar 100% with the area and you scouted out an area beforehand. What I typically do if I've never been to a location before, scouting out the area, I'll see areas on my way to that area that could potentially be a good fit just in case. Or if I think that, or if I just don't that area for whatever reason, the bride and groom do, which is totally fine. Then I'll go beyond that and see if there's a second location I can take them to as a backup. Yeah, I mean, it looks like they went to multiple locations, so I don't know why that's a problem.
Just to clarify, this is what my hair looked like. This was the raw that I ended up editing. This is what my hair looked like in real life.
Yeah, the whole thing was completely different.
We did take a few photos, so I just want to clarify this. We did take a few photos that we do have a blue background in, but I don't know if you can see, but like my hair has like red streaks in it. I'll give you a little bit of a better example. Like, I love this photo so much. It's just my hair has like these red streaks in it that I'm not understanding. So I really just wanted to like tone down on that warmth. You know what I mean? Here again, these like red streaks that I have in my hair. Was not happy about any of the red streaks in my hair because I don't have red streaks in my hair. And like, especially with this contrast, like these are the photos I was most unhappy about that had anything to do with greenery around them. And like, let's just go into this photo because we do have some blue. It's a really pretty background. You can kind of view the Anguilla vibes, but we don't have any photo that's here that we're both like looking at one another or looking at the camera, not like we did on the greenery. So that's why I was so upset that we didn't have any like traditional wedding photos with that I liked, because we just did.
Okay, well, the photographer got this photo. Looks a little bit more candid. Why didn't you look at your husband then? I mean, you could have just looked at him if you wanted traditional photos in that spot. I don't know how long they were standing in that spot, which is why I'm raising the question, why didn't you just look at your husband instead of looking at the camera? He's looking down at you. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with this image at all. What I would have done if I was in that position was I would have had you look away and not be camera aware. That's my style. Yeah, you could have just looked at him. You could have looked at your husband. No, nothing was stopping you from looking at him, I don't think, unless the photographer told you to, not to.
Basic shots kind of like here. You know what I mean? Like, let's go back to this. We don't have any photos like classic, just beautiful, timeless wedding photos like this, but with like a blue background or just a good edit. Like, all of our stylized portraits are really like this. And again, like my hair, I was really upset about that. Like, all the pictures that we have here
tell you're
are
upset
like
about your hair.
this, or like this, or like this. Which is a nice, like, in the moment photo, no doubt, but it's not like a frameable photo to have in your house. Like, these would be frameable photos to have in your house as your like wedding photo. You know what I mean? With my veil on, everything. These aren't really that. Like, my husband is never really looking in the camera. I do love this photo though. I am still.
If you think about it, frameable photos you put in your house, the ones that you're looking at the camera would depict that you're looking at someone else, right? Like, you're looking at who would be behind the camera. So whenever the photo is taken printed, you're hanging it on the wall, you would be looking at whoever is looking at the photo, theoretically. Him looking at you is more natural than you looking at the camera. So if you wanted something that showed a little bit more romance and a little bit more love to hang on your wall, those would be the photos you wanted. But if grandma wanted something to hang on the fridge, which is why we call those grandma's fridge shots or mantle shots or safety shots, that would be something that she would hang on her wall, her fridge, her mantle, wherever.
A little bit orange, but I don't mind this photo. I just really mind all of this time frame. Like, this time frame was just not it for me, and that is what I really wanted to fix. And especially this. But anyway, there is the blue ocean that we did capture. I just wanted to make that clear. We do have it in some wedding photos, just not any of the ones that we're looking at the camera directly and that we love. I want to explain this, and I'm going to read out from the emails that were sent between the two of us. So I wrote an entire email, and then at the bottom I said, let me know if you'd like to send me the raws for these images, or if you're going to edit or find better ones to assist with completing this contract. And then I sent her a literal PowerPoint of like your thing said, with the number of images that you wanted that I wanted to explain. So I'm going to show you this. Yes, I'm a little crazy for writing a PowerPoint like this, but I did explain everything in a PowerPoint like this. Then she wrote back that she personally loves the photos and she thinks I'm picking apart like 18 to 19 of them. Me not liking a few photos is not me breaching contract. I provided a gallery consistent with my brand of high quality images. I cannot control the weather or people's facial expressions or the way the light is not bouncing off the water right to make it blue or gray. And then she goes in and states,
Well, see, that's what we were talking about earlier. Like, the fact that the light didn't bounce off the water right was that's what makes water blue. I mean, it would be gray otherwise. or whatever the overcast looks like, clouds or whatnot.
I will re-edit the photos with the spot on the wall, which she sent to me. I apologize that I overlooked that photo when I was editing pipes out of 100 photos. I will fix that and upload that today.
It's a lot of photos.
And then she said,
no problem, fix it.
I believe I fully delivered everything outlined in the contract and more. I've provided raws I did not need to. I've over-delivered. I've given up creative control to re-edit your specific taste. If there's any further re-editing you are looking for, please send me the exact photos and I will let you know if it's possible. If not, refer to my previous email regarding the raws, aka the pricing of the raws. And then at the end of it, she said, lastly, she's consulted with legal advice, blah, 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 a whole long thing about it. And then
wonder why she skipped all that. The legal stuff is always skipped, right? Like, we can only speculate as what's said. If the photographer contacted legal advice, it's probably because, well, this has gotten out of hand, and she continues to talk negatively about it, continues to basically run her business through the mud based upon what ultimately was her mistake. That would be my guess as far as like legal concern, and continuing to, say this business is not doing what it's supposed to do when she did everything and fulfilled her contract to the fullest. So that's going to be my guess as to what the legal stuff was, the blah, blah, blah.
Perform slander towards her or any of her employees, she'll legally uphold the law and statutes in the state of Florida. That was the last remarks. And after that happened, I thought to myself and said, I need to now consult, obviously, a lawyer. And on top of that, I did provide her an entire PowerPoint, basically, of all of the stuff that I was looking to fix. And I did not feel comfortable after the last editing experience that I paid her an additional $200 for her to go in and edit it more when she was still keeping it warm and not doing what I was saying. And that's what I felt. So that was the final conversation between the two of us. And at that point, I didn't trust her editing and I just wanted the raws for myself. So that is the last conversation.
So that's the thing. She did what she needed to do. She edited in her style again and redelivered them to you. Made some slight adjustments based upon probably some ideas you said, but color palette wise, she stayed within the realm of what she does per her brand. Now, other than that, that is what it is.
I ever had with her, and it took me a couple months to come on and share my story because I just wanted to get everything straight. And I also wanted to see what she would come around and do. On top of that, as of now, she's deleted my gallery online, so I cannot no longer access my photos. In the contracts, it does not state how long the gallery needs to be at for, but
Okay, I've ran into this personally before. So as far as deleting galleries online, I didn't delete them. What normally happens in my galleries is the fact that they have 60 days to go and download by whatever. I mean, it's 2 months. 2 months to just download it. It really only takes, at the longest, depending on internet speeds, of course, on their end, it's only going to take an hour, maybe two, depending because the file sizes are so large. But yeah, I mean, how long did she expect them to stay on there? I mean, like forever? Like, what was the? I mean, the galleries, the way we deliver galleries and our back end work, that costs us money month to month. If you break it down, usually, I mean, there's options to pay yearly, but month to month, that costs us money to house those. Some of them even have like caps on how much you can actually store in there before it caps out. So yeah, I mean, if she wanted to take it down because you didn't like them anyway and you downloaded what you had, then I mean, ultimately it's her right to do so, because now she should probably, the photographer should probably put on there how long, and I've done that too. I've put on there how long in my contract. I think that only happened with one contract. I think there was just like a hiccup in the system or something like that, because every other contract I looked at showed that, it was like at that time it was 30 days. But yeah, it basically went through and said, hey, you get it for this long. Their invoice said 30 days, the contract didn't, so they didn't have access to the invoice. So I opened the gallery back up. Again, I didn't delete it. It just timed out.
For other weddings from Beyond Me is up on her, Pixie set, except for mine. And she has now gone on to change her her TikTok bio to that Sepia photographer to mock me. Her husband is commenting on her stuff saying, keep proving trust fund babies wrong. when that's not the case. So they are going and being pretty petty, in my opinion, and trying to...
I've not seen any of that, but again, I looked through the comments, so yeah, maybe they're being petty. I mean, if that's said, then he's being petty. I don't know if the photographer is saying anything or not, but the photographer, I mean, that's honestly at this point with as many videos that she has posted, she's just marketing on it now. I mean, you've given her the avenue in a negative way for her to either accept it, embrace it, and move on with it in a positive way, or just not. And then people are finding her in this way. I mean, clearly, if they found out about her about this point, so if they're finding her in that way, then that's just something funny for her to post, to embrace it and say, hey, that it's not affecting me, because I'm sure she's got negative comments out of this too from clients that are siding with the bride. So that's a good way of saying, yeah, I'm the sepia photographer. This is not sepia anyway, but I'm the sepia photographer. I'm the one that they were talking about. You found the correct person. Go ahead and ask away. I'm open to chat about it now, because obviously this bride is not going to stop.
Make accusations on me now. And that is my last thing that I want to say on this.
You have massively fucked me over. I will never think of you the same.
Yeah.
Enjoy your bad karma.
Right.
Rotten hell.
Right.
Evil bitch.
It's funny. I don't think it's funny that people say that too. Obviously, that's negative. Negativity is never fun. But if you're familiar with Threads, that's just Threads for some weird reason. Like it's like the Wild West of just, I don't know, people talking negatively. It's crazy.
I think this is a great question to answer. No, we do not get married for the photos, but we do get married and love photos for the memories, not for the art, for the memories, for the art, for the people in the back that need it louder, for the memories, not the art. If your art is going to mean more than a memory of the bride and groom for their wedding, honey, you're in the wrong business.
It's hilarious to me that she's talking to people about what business they should be in when clearly she does not know. We do this because this is an artistic expression. If not everyone's would look the same, then she would have ran into this issue because everybody would look the same, right? But then everyone would look exactly the same. Okay. If it is not an art, it is an art. But if it is not an art, people wouldn't have a passion to do it. It would just be another job, in which case she would still be wrong because the edits would look the same way as everyone else's, and she'd have no way to complain. And she wouldn't be on social media talking what she's talking. I don't know, like, yeah, it's definitely an art, and why she thinks that this is not, it's just so insane to me.
Go be an editor, a fashion editor, or whatever, fashion photographer, whatever it is, because that could be art,
All photography is art.
And sorry, not sorry, but honestly, I'm just fed up at this point. Like, I am awakened to this whole wedding industry, of photographers and wedding industries. Some, and I want to shout out the really good ones. You guys are rock stars, okay? You guys are amazing. You know what it takes, and you also know right business from wrong business. But some of these that are showing up here, season 2 is about to begin. Yep.
So, okay, guys. So, this really sums it up, right? I don't know if the other photographer said anything about anything to her. I don't know if she's talked to her at all, but look at her attitude with this. This attitude is a person that basically just didn't get their way, right? They didn't get their way, and they're told they're not getting their way, and they're not going to get their way. That's the end of it. We've done as much as we can, and she's mad. She's the person that goes into any restaurant, food was messed up for whatever reason, server is willing to work with her, trying to get the best possible outcome from this negative experience, and nothing is going to make her happy. So just wait. There's going to be a season 2. I mean, that's, you can tell that sort of negativity is probably what the photographer's been dealing with. That's what she's been dealing with the whole time. She's been looking for sympathy to try to get, the sympathy vote, sympathy card the entire time is what it seems. And then all of a sudden she basically comes on here when her videos are starting to kind of go downhill, and, downhill in views, and say that, now she's upset because someone's asking if they got married for the photos. Well, just a few moments ago, she was saying that she wanted some of just her looking at the camera. That would be you just getting married for the photos. Those photos, I mean, otherwise you would just keep moving through your day. You wouldn't stop and smile at the camera for photos. You would just keep going. That's documentary style photography. You would just keep going. No stop, no pose, no nothing. Maybe it wasn't for all the photos, obviously. I mean, I'm not saying that's what it was for. In some aspects, a majority of it was, and we as photographers know that because that's one of the only things you get to hang on to after your wedding day are your photos, which is why we've turned it into an art, something that's different for everyone to not only have a memory attached to it, but also to absolutely just love it, like love the colors, whether you do or don't, love the experience. And that's we serve our clients. I don't know a photographer out there that doesn't serve their clients to the best of their ability, like the absolute best. And that in itself, serving a client, business is considered an art. Business can be considered an art if you look into it that way. It's all an art. But she's stating that it shouldn't be an art. It should just be business. It should be a one and done thing. Well, if that was the case, then yeah, the photographer would have just taken the money and ran, never talked to her again. She didn't have to.
Also, you want to know the best part? My friend just called me. Her sister called her and was like, everyone is giving me shit on the internet for making 20 videos about this or however many videos I made. The people that are counting, okay. But either way, that's who I am. I will have 100 Instagram stories sometimes. I make a lot of videos. So the real ones, they know that is my behavior. It's not just because I'm trying to capitalize on something. I literally can't shut up. I can't stop talking, ever. Mike, you sick of me? Of the Sepia Bride? He's the Sepia husband. Also, you want to know the best part?
I didn't hear Mike, but it's the way she, her body language told me that he probably is sick of it. Yeah, she's gone 20 plus videos. I don't know. I haven't counted them. But yeah, there's been a lot. We went through them. It's kind of crazy. And she is probably capitalizing off them, if I had to guess. In some way, even if she's not making anything monetarily, she's getting that dopamine hit every time she gets, however many views she gets per video. So in that way, she's capitalizing off of it, the dopamine hit. So yeah, it's so crazy. Let's keep it going. Hey, look, it's actual sepia color. That is what sepia looks like. Unless your photos didn't look like that.
This video is to address wedding photographers and wedding photographers only. This is not about my situation with my wedding photographer. Okay.
Ooh, okay.
To all the wedding photographers out there that are calling me names, that are calling me a bully, that are calling me all sorts of words, I just want to let you know that it is okay to just not say anything at all. People are watching this. Your potential clients are watching this all unfold, and people are staying very clear. And I send...
Maybe she should take her own advice and say something, sure. I'm not saying she should not say anything because I wouldn't tell her to do what she's telling everybody else to do. Say something, but don't continue saying stuff. Why continue unless you're getting something out of it?
A message to someone saying that was basically calling me a bully and calling me all these names in a message to me. I basically told her, for your own good, I would stay out of it.
For your own
good. She was like, is that a threat? I don't take threats from bullies. And I was like, no, it's honestly genuine, me being so genuine. I don't want these wedding photographers to lose business out of the fact that they are getting involved in something like this for multiple reasons. One, if you are a wedding photographer and you cannot sympathize with both sides, people are seeing that. Potential clients are seeing that. They will not want to work with people like that, in my opinion. Okay?
Yeah, I think that's accurate.
So, if you are a wedding photographer, I would highly, highly, highly recommend just shutting them out. Okay?
She's just trying to silence everybody.
I don't want you to lose potential clients over this. Or maybe, you know what, you should, because maybe you're the ones that are being bullies, So, I don't know, but the claws are out, and that's just my 2 cents. This video is to...
It sounds like she's got a lot of negative feedback now. So maybe that's kind of the consensus here. Maybe that's where it's all going to at this point.
Today, I think it's important that I go over my recent TikTok videos and the intentions behind them. I decided to share my wedding story in hopes to help potential brides and to help them choose photographers that will help cherish all their great memories. And for that, I also think it's really important that photographers are also choosing the proper clients for them as well.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, I think it's
agree more
purely
with that.
straight. I really never imagined my story would go this viral, and I really hope it promotes a change in the wedding industry. As we all know, my story is not the only story out there with someone that experienced something similar, whether it's a photographer, videographer, planner, etc. There's so many different things that people are sharing online about their wedding horror stories, right? It has been over 6 months that me and my photographer have been in contact, but I was really hoping to share my story as I felt it was a really good time to potentially help other people that are dealing with choosing wedding photographers, choosing videographers, and making sure that everything is the right fit. While I was sharing my story, though, I never mentioned my photographer's name, and I certainly had no intention of harming her business if any harm
At least she
has
never
been
did
done.
mention the
As I
photographer's
stated in a
name
lot of the
during all
videos,
this.
I think she's a really talented photographer. We just didn't mesh on the entirety of the post-production experience. And to make that so clear, there's so many photos that we loved. It's just, again, like I just mentioned, it's the editing process that I really wasn't happy with. Obviously, all of the emotions and frustrations of the services that I did receive have just been like swarming through me, you know, and at the end of the day, those are all my real feelings and feelings that I can't shake, which makes me really sad. I've been expressing myself on social media for, I don't know, like 10 or 15 years, and I get some people are new here and think that some of the things that I've done are excessive or whatnot, but like I said, I've been sharing my feelings on social media for years, and I've always been really candid about how I feel, my honesty, and so on and so forth. Like, none of this was really out of character for me to come online and make a lot of videos about. It's just, I never expected it to go to the viral point that it did. I also realized social media could be a really fun place, but it could also be a really toxic place at the same time. And I think my comment section really shows that, and honestly, a lot of other social media platforms as well. I really do believe my story could really help a lot of clients and photographers at the same time, as I think there's a lot of lessons to be learned on all ends of the spectrum here. I think a lot of us have learned a lot from this situation, especially me myself. I do wish the photographer all the best. I never meant for her name to get out there, and I'm really sorry that it did.
Just it. That is what it is.
I also do have a lot of ideas that I want to come forth with in terms to help a lot of the brides, grooms, and just a lot of the wedding industry. So I do have a lot more to say on those sort of things and how all of this could be an even bigger lesson and something good that could come out of it for a lot of other people. So thank you for all being here. Thank you for listening to me. And I really hope you all have a really great weekend.
To everyone who watches my life and gossips about it, don't give up. Season 2 is about to come out. To everyone who watches my life and gossips about it, don't give up. Season 2 is about to come out.
So that kind of goes into something strange. So
Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this. Somebody come and look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this. Somebody come.
Hi. I purposely added those and enhanced your makeup since she said it felt dull. You had a pretty nude lip, so I was trying to draw out color where I can. Sorry you feel disappointed with the edit, but I personally feel very happy with the results. I never ever give out raws, but because I don't think we will be able to reach a mutual editing on these, I'll email you those specific raws. Any further desired raws will be at a charge price listed on the contract. Oh, so she already had them listed on the contract. I didn't even know that. The raws are uploading and will be in your email in a few. The link expires, so please download right away. Cool, so she said she'd give the raws, said there were going to be a charge that's on the contract that you already got, that you already signed, and so you were privy to that information. So the photographer did a lot. I would have asked for an NDA for those raws, though even the ones she gave to her, I would ask for them. Okay, so this is the final little bit on the whole Sepia Bride thing, and this is probably the one I'm most anticipating and like looking to find out more about. One, because I have no idea about how much you can make off from the TikTok Creator Studio and how much money is to be made off from there. I'm not privy to it at all, so I don't know anything about that information. Two, I'm wondering if she kept this up because she was making money off of it. I hope that she's being honest about it, but honestly, there's no way of really knowing. But I'm curious as to what she's going to say. So we're going to watch this. It's hopefully I'm going to be able to make it live enough because I didn't pre-record this one so that you guys can hear it. But here we go.
Works. The first video I ever posted about my wedding photographer saga, I earned $25 from that, and it was qualified as 21,000 views. Now the second video I made, $258 up here, qualified views 503,000. There was actually like over 2 million views on that, but the reason why I didn't make as much money as people come to think that I've made is because for you to qualify to make money on TikTok, your video has to be longer than 1 minute. It also has to have majority of the people coming from the For You page. Now, since all of this went viral, a lot of people were coming to my profile and searching for me. And because I made so many videos about it, people were then going to my page. So all the people that are saying to me, hey, you're posting so much about this so you can make more money. No, if I actually would have just posted 2 videos about it, I probably would have made thousands and thousands of dollars, but I didn't because I posted a lot of videos. Now let's look through more of the receipts. So here we have it. Okay, let me get out of frame a little bit. Part 2 of the wedding saga, $106, okay, qualified views, 122,000. The next one, $20, qualified views, 26,000. We have up here, $373, qualified views, 461,000. Then at the top, you see $5.41. The next one, my videographer video, 61 cents. The raw photo video, $3.29. Okay, the next one, what does it say? $15. Sorry, the thing is blocking it right now. The one above that, $14. This one over here, $65. This one over here, I don't see, I think it says $2, $5, $1.30. Okay, my past video, 16 cents, $4.71, 96 cents, $1.80. Within the last 7 days, I've made $107. In the last 30 days, I've made $1,172.97. And another video went viral before this, and so some of this money is from that as well. It's not all from the photographer saga. And so there you have it. That is actually how much money I've made on TikTok. Now, let me get into a little bit more. Some of the other posts that I've made were photos that were sliding, okay? Those got millions of views as well. You don't make money off those. You also don't make money off any video that is shorter than a minute long, okay? And to reiterate it, even though someone may get millions of views, it doesn't mean they're making thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars because it has to come from the For You page, not from someone's profile. So for everyone saying, she keeps making so many videos because she's making so much money off this, the more videos I make, the less money I make. Maybe you can count $1. Oh, I'll make $1 extra or something. Come on. I did not do this for money. I did not do it for views. I did it to share my story, to share my frustrations, and to help other people that are getting married or that are dealing with a current situation similar. And if you have any questions, you can let me know below and I'll try and answer them. About how much money.
Okay, so we know how much money she made. We know that she $1,000. So we'll just say under $1,000, or $1,000 exactly at $1,000, because some of them are kind of skewed, right? We don't know when this video was made, how long, and before it was like actually all finalized. The continuance of watching them, because they're going to continue making money if they continue to get views, and because people continue looking them up. They're going to continue that. Not to mention the followers she got from doing this that are on her side that continue watching new videos. She continues to monetize these. So yeah, does it look like a little bit at this point? Sure, but over time it should be quite a bit. But the Sepia Bride saga and a lot of people who are on these platforms are creators. So obviously there are other people that aren't creators that are on here as well, just kind of consuming. But the fact of the matter is, like, we've all the photographers have gotten on here and was not sticking up for the photographer necessarily. We were all on here trying to figure out what had happened, what are the details, how not to do this, how to prepare for the future for it, how to combat this if it ever happens to us. I mean, there are a bunch of different ways, or a bunch of different things to take away from this overall saga, as it's called. So, yeah, I mean, ultimately, maybe she didn't make a lot of money from let's just say she didn't make a lot of money from the actual videos. She's gotten followers on here from that, right? And she's not a business? Is she trying to make money off from TikTok? Who knows? I don't know. It doesn't really matter, right? She was trying to drag a different business down. I think that's what we have to like keep in mind here. The amount of videos she did post, okay, she posted more and she didn't make as much. Fine, whatever. She didn't make a lot of money. Fine, whatever. She tried to drag this photographer down with misinformation, basically like a smear tactic, like a smear campaign. Like if it's a like president, like you don't want this photographer because they didn't do X or whatever. And she did everything that her contract stated that I'm aware of. She went through and done everything of the text video, the one where she showed all the text and everything. It's just been a lot, right? And there's been a lot of things that could have been corrected, could have been different on both sides, could have been done on both sides. So did she teach people? Sure. I think she taught a lot of people what to do, what not to do. I think a lot of photographers took a lot away from this as well. Hopefully clients took a lot away from this, and there's less vetting in the vetting process for us as far as photographers goes. That'd be great. That'd be awesome. I'm all for that. But there was a lot of negativity that's coming from her side too. There weren't teachable moments. They were just basically her griping about the fact that she wasn't educated enough to know what she was going into. She jumped the gun. She booked a photographer too quickly. She didn't do an engagement session. She didn't look through any more than just one gallery, which is still confusing because there was a lot of back and forth on that through all the videos I watched. Yeah, a photographer should have educated her, but also she's going to have to own what she did. Why she hired her, and the fact that she messed up by hiring her. I mean, she stated that the client should get all the raws and everything like that, and that's just not how we do business. I don't think a majority of us overall, like if you were able to average it out in some way, there's going to be a majority rules that people don't give away raws. There's going to be some photographers out there that don't even shoot raws. What would you do if that happened? I want the raws. Okay, well I don't shoot in raw. Then what? I mean, like maybe she doesn't know that, but there's a bunch of stuff that are going to go unanswered, and there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be speculated, of course, just like the being paid here and all that fun stuff. A bunch of speculation is going to go into it, but overall, guys, I think what needs to happen is just vet your photographer. Don't book with one, right? I tell all my clients before I get off the phone with them after talking to them, hey, there may be a photographer out there who's better for you than me. I'm not a sales guy. I'm horrible at sales, probably because I empathize too much. I try to make sure that you are getting the best possible photographer for your day. And a lot of people are going to speak against that. Like, why would you tell someone to go check out other people? Why would you do that and like harm the fact that you could potentially get a sale or a client from that? You're the best possible photographer. You should believe that. And I do believe that I'm the best possible photographer for them. But I know there are other photographers out there that could potentially work better for them for whatever the reason, because there are certain things that I can't offer that they can. Yeah, ultimately that's where it all stands, and that's the end of it. Hopefully we don't see anything like this come up for the photographers or for the bride and grooms out there. I mean, hopefully everybody learns something from it that they can take away. Odds are not everybody's going to see this just because the internet's huge, the world's huge, but with enough people talking about it, hopefully that all comes across and people are able to have a conversation about it and not get so bent out of shape, and kind of just like, hey, try to educate as much as possible and do what's right for your clients, do what's right for your couples, but also keeping in mind that if you have done everything, exhausted everything that you feel is right ethically, then it's time to move on. It's the customer, as they used to say, the customer is always right, and maybe at one time that used to be, but I don't think that is the case as much as it is anymore, because people will take advantage of you and take advantage of your time, and we all are on a timeline, on a time scale through life, and taking your time away is taking your life away, more or less. So keep all that in mind and try to do your best out there, and hope that nothing ever happens to anyone who stumbles across this video, that on either side, because I couldn't imagine having to go through this and what the clients would feel like, what the photographer would feel like. It just wouldn't be any fun. But that's it for the video, guys. Make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to see you on here commenting below and talking on more videos. Of course, I'm going to try to make some more videos that aren't Sepia Bride related, probably more photographer related type videos, but we'll see you in the next video. Later.